Hello everyone, and today we are having a recap from our experience in 2023. We're starting with my first KvK in 2711, and that was a pretty hectic KvK, but we got a nice trade everywhere. I got like 8 million kills and 1.6 million deaths, which was really good. I had only Sargon and CPO as my main march. Um, I could also use Guan and Alex as my second march. And that is pretty much everything I remember, because it was like in January. Yeah, you can see 03/17, so 17 March it ended. We were second, so we won the KvK, which was really nice. And yeah, 1.6 million deaths. But I think, did I get zeroed? I forgot. Maybe I did, but I forgot, to be honest. So that was in the beginning of this year, and we'll go all the way till well, now basically. So when I started there, when I joined there, I was starting with males, coalition rank 6 in the next KvK, and we fought in this KvK against 93 with 1307, which has died shortly after. And well, yeah, we lost that KvK, and I got 480k deaths because the battles there didn't last long, and we got straightly fooked there, which was not nice. And I thought, well, let's save the troops for next KvK. Maybe it's better then. I can get better trades, because fighting against 93 gave such a lot of lag. That wasn't worth it for me to spend there all my speed ups and resources just to trade 1 to 2 negative. And there were a lot of people who thought the same as me. Well, I won't fight that much here if I cannot trade perfectly and if I'm lagging everywhere. But the leadership then decided just to zero 30% of the kingdom, because they didn't contribute as much as they would want to. And those leadership were very pay to win focused and didn't really think about the people and why we traded negative. So eventually we decided to try to take the Lost Temple and save the kingdom. And well, we saw a few reports back then, a few seconds ago. I traded positive there, and the garrison from the Lost Temple was pretty insane. But eventually we lost it and we got hunted down. So that was a pretty hectic month or few months, because we were discussing, okay, as a group, are we going to stay and trying to merge in again? Are we going to try to get rid of the leadership still and launch attacks, or are we just going to migrate? But we really didn't want to migrate, and if we were migrating, we want only one more time migration and then stay there forever, like at least for like 3 years, you know? So, well, yeah, we were just bubbled there, waiting. Some of us got zeroed. Well, yeah, that makes sense. And this is where the kingdom was not fooked up yet, because we saw it from an early stage. The signs were already there, and we weren't the kingdom in a kingdom mill. And yeah, shortly after, I'll show you in the next mill, the kingdom died because we had another KvK against 93. Or, well, yeah, again, against 93, but with 1365. And that one I fought on my new account, which was in the past from someone else. I hid that account so it wouldn't get zeroed, and I gave it a new name, Ruben. And that KvK I fought quite a lot. And yes, it was against 1365 only, so the trades weren't always too good, and there was a lot of lag. But I got like 120 million KPs, and 3.5 million deaths on one account, tier 5s, and that was in fact the best single performance in terms of deaths of the kingdom. Samani had the second biggest performance, and a few of my friends are also in the top 10. And yeah, and here I said next KvK, Wood Gaming account is gonna get 500 to a billion kill points. And I shouted against one dude that was bragging about me. There were a few lies told in the kingdom, like we had bad stats and we are dead weights, um, and we were trying to kill the kingdom, but that's not true. We tried to save this kingdom, and I ain't a dead weight. So I sent a few predictions about the kingdom, because you can read what will happen in a kingdom based on their leadership. And here are the predictions for the next meal. We said like, well, you're probably this kingdom is gonna fall. That's for sure. It's gonna drop. It will have very high issues with inactivity, with mightiest governor. People will be stealing. It will not be nice, and there will not be much migration because it's getting dead. There will be a lot of people leaving, lots of skill points leaving, lots of power leaving. After next KvK, another big wave will leave, and that eventually happened. And that kingdom lied about the kingdom itself. Um, when we were there trying to occupy the temple, they invited new members, and they said that it was all nice and fair in our kingdom while, there was just a civil war, but they didn't inform them about that, which was pretty unfair. And I really loved the kingdom there. It was pretty fun always, until the leadership there, kicked others out of council and tried to reign for their own. And that was not like a good thing. But I enjoyed it in general with the people there. It was always fun there. Um, but eventually, yeah, we migrated to 3042, and that's where I am now. I could do some education there because it's a young kingdom again, and my mills help quite a lot. There's some nice information there. Um, let's see, where were we? Yeah, here we see the video of the migration. 30 passports, and those passports were expensive, man. I needed to spend like 20k gems on crystal keys just to get enough blueprints to reclaim at the shop for the passports. So that was a pain. Yeah, that was a pain. So there we were in Kingdom 3042, our new home. And this was in around October, I think. October, November? Yeah, probably October. And I entered there with 60 mil power, healed some troops up, and in the KvK there was such a big power drop on YouTube's Wood Gaming or Ruben Rock account, like 30 million. So that was quite some power. Later on, we had the first KvK, pre-KvK, ranked top 300, and in this KvK, I could actually play Garrison. When Liu Che and Gorgo arrived into the game, I instantly maxed them, and you can see it right there. Date recruited and expertise time, both 1 minute difference. And that means I maxed it in that 1 minute when it released into the game. MGE commanders are always a bit later. And as you can see, 14.6 million kills on each commander, which is insane. That makes a total of about 30 million kills with just one march in one KvK, which was really nice. Afterwards, we were, trying about the KvK. This was the previous KvK I was talking about. Did some more mills, and this was the garrison. 10 million KP for me, 7 million for the enemy. The rally is not always the best thing, but the swarms that comes after, they are very good. This was a field report, 5.4 million KP for me. Now I gotta say, this dude wasn't the smartest player alive. Like, I saw Liu Che Boudica, which is not a meta pair, and I saw a few epics running around, which is not nice. Here I got actually a positive trade against the rally, 2.2 against 2.4 with a swarm. I got swarmed here again, 11 million KP. So trading 1 to 3 here, positive. most of these were positive, and they could only beat me if they double rallied, and that's what they did here. They double rallied me with 2 archer rallies, and yeah, no shit. Of course, I'm gonna lose that. Makes sense, right? So, and this was all free to play gear, free to play everything, free to play. I'm free to play, and these guys had max tag or really high tag, full gold gear with talents. And yeah, they probably spent quite a lot on their commanders, seeing their kill points. They had like 5 bill kill points. So that was one thing in this KvK that I've reached. The other thing was that I actually got the KvK skin, and that's a legendary skin, which is really nice. 10% infantry defense. And yeah, here we see the skin, and the video of me that I bought it. Really nice. I think as a garrison or rally player, infantry, it might be worth it for me. It is a lot of coins, I gotta admit that. But it's a good investment because 10% defense is always nice, and the zeniths are too hectic for me, and like 30 million power is required, and I don't have that much speed ups. I can use them better in KvK. We have some extra reports here. Aggressive, 1.5 to 2.2, and that girl also had like 7 billion KPs, so that is pretty insane to trade positive against that. We did not have constant reinforcements, but if we had, those trades would be even better. Rank 37 on the enemy elimination with about 100 mil KP in just like 24 hours, which was nice. In the first duel in zone 5, yeah, I got like 15 mil kills in just 6 hours or 7 hours in one day. So that was nice. And that was during my school week. So I just had school in that week, and I'd just be down for fighting, which was really nice. Work was in the way sometimes, but we just keep going. And here we see 3.9 against 5.3, Voland, and he also had insane tech and gear and commanders and everything. But just positive traits here, and people learned that they should not swarm me. That was not the best thing. We ended up losing that KvK because we were the 2 weakest camps, and we actually Fire was the weakest camp. Still managed to get third. We got 1.5 million dads, of course, because I garrisoned quite a lot. So I was pretty much drained now on this account. On the other account, well, I might have time to show it later. Yeah, probably need to show that later. On the Kingdom case, well, yeah, first KvK in 3042, I really enjoyed it. I have a few accounts on which I'm farming resources like crazy now. 5 here, gathering gold. You can see their power right here. I'm just bringing them to City Hall 24 usually. There's 2 on City Hall 25 or 3 because that doesn't count for the matchmaking. So that's good for the kingdom. And here's a few small ones, and I'll grow them. And the target is to let them become fully operational after the next KvK, because they're really small right now. A few other small accounts and my 2 mains right here. Well, Sargon, I also expertised him in the start of this year. Yeah, it got like, here you see January 29th, and CPO was right before. So in, yeah, well, no, CPO was, I think, 2022. Yeah. Sargon, I kind of regret it because I don't use him that much anymore. He's only good for like maybe a rally. He would be significant because then you can hold on to your enemy. But otherwise, no. We have 408 legendary sculptures, and I'm saving up for the new infantries, and I will instant max both. I will always do that. Here we have a nice forging moment on my other account, and we got some nice archer gear. Another one. I never get a talent, and that's pretty messed up. On both the accounts together, I forged like 40 legendary pieces. Not a single one. Not a single one talent. Leith hates me. So we make them iconic and stuff, and this set is already really nice, but the previous owner forged deserts of the War God, which is not from the set, and that's messed up because I want six set pieces. I'm sorry. Dragon's Breath Bow, that's a tongue twister. No talent, of course, because, well, Lilith hates me. Greatest Glory for my original May. This is the main account for me, the free-to-play account. And no talent. I made this because Liu uses it. When you get swarmed, for example, it's really useful because you have the max rage, usually. You'll deal more counter attack, more smite damage, more normal attack, which is really good. And of course, on your farm, you are hitting the special talent. We'll show that in the next video. But first the gear. These sets are pretty solid for free to play. Like I have on 3 marches I have legendary gear actually. And I also have a Kev set and an archer set, but I don't use these because Nevsky is only 5111 and I'm not gonna invest in it. I will just max infantry. And right here we see a pain because this is my 35 million farm slash Gav account. Yeah, special talents. Yeah, it is good, but not on the right account, right? So that was like emotional damage for me. But it's okay, we have a nice set on that account, or we're working on a nice set. In the time speaking, I also have the Cav bands and the Cav set chest piece. And this was a piece of KvK that I've recorded. I have not much recordings left. Liu did the job for me. This one was not a very good example actually, but I got some nice trades here, trading 1 to 4, which was really good. That was like almost always KvK. Here we have a rally against Cav rally towards the end of KvK, and that means in the end of KvK, the pay-to-win people or mid-spenders have their tech maxed, and I didn't. But still, I was winning the trades and holding on, and that was pretty nice. Liu, I rated like 9.5 out of 10. Like this March is pretty useful in even in rallies in Arc. I'm using her, and also in garrisons in field. She's amazing. So I'm really looking forward to the next few infantry commanders, the next 2, which will be a rally pair and a field pair. Well, not pair commanders. But I think what's gonna happen is the smite is only for infantry, and a rally smite commander in combination with Liu Che will be the new meta. Pretty sure about it. Liu Che is pretty good. You can debuff even more with percentage chances debuffs. For example, the web or the dagger. They trigger more often because you have a higher chance, because you have more normal attacks or basic attacks with the expertise skill. So here's the report. Well, not the best versus the rally, but versus the swarm. You know the deal. We won the swarm trade. So at the end of the KvK, the allied forces, the enemies, so Earth and Water, decided to do a duel between 2 alliances, the 2 beasts, and they fought together for the last capture of the ziggurat. And the one who won this battle would win the ziggurat. So, of course, they were both pushing and giving it everything, and it was like a nice setup, like one who touched the enemy fortress first, that's the one who wins. And in the beginning it was really solid, like you can see here. I switched up the clips. 19LL versus V39F. It was pretty solid. It went back and forth, but at some point 19 was very overwhelming and Earth lost the battle right there. So the Great Cigarette was from 19LL towards the end of KvK, and I congratulate them with a fantastic KvK, although they had the two strongest camps, and we played cross camp, which is not very nice to have. I really congratulate them because it was a good KvK, and I had some high ranks in this KvK, and I'll show you in a minute. But first, let's watch this rally. Gorgoleo slaps and destroys that Cav rally. Yeah, that hurts. Ouch. Better cancel it. Right. So after KvK, let's dive into the stats. Top 3 kills are all for the wind camp. I was ranked 88 here, and as a free-to-play, I think that is pretty insane. Tier 1 and Tier 2 kills don't count here, which is even more amazing. Nice. And the death leaderboard, our kingdom ranked second, so we kind of offered everything to try to win this KvK, but well, we were the weakest camp, so we took a lot of deaths, partially because of zero wings. Well, Young Kingdoms, you know, people stay uneducated sometimes and forgot to log into their account when it was just rallied or when it was off territory, you know. So people don't take care as much as in older kingdoms. So about 1%, a bit more, because I used 3 accounts to fill in KvK. So I think about 1.5% of those deaths were mine, which was pretty nice, but we're CC'd, so that makes sense. This is, sorry for the Dutch text, this is my set, how it looks like right now. A ton of damage right here, and we can even switch the helmet and the gloves for set pieces to get extra march speed, and that's what I will do in next KvK, because Gorgo lacks march speed. This is the other set, which is an amazing set, free to play friendly, and well, it's nice, it's performing, it's doing great, and I love it. It's a good set. We just need an extra plate maybe and a weapon. And the last set, which also has a horn and a ring. Well, nothing more to add here. Free to play friendly set. And lastly, we have the stats: 31.8 million kills. And I only healed 10.4. That means I traded 1 to 3 on average. And I think that's amazing and almost impossible if you run like 3 or 4 marches as a free to play, because, well, it's really hard to manage them all. Okay, let's move on to the last subject, YouTube. In this year, we managed to get about 50k views, most of them coming from the last 3 months. And the target for next year, 2024, is that we are getting monetized, so we need 1,000 subscribers and a few thousand more watching hours. Our subscribers went up with almost 400 in 1 year, which is an improvement of 280%, and that's quite a lot. So if you followed my journey for this long, thanks for watching, and please leave a like and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Let's get that 1,000 in next year. Bye.